We talk, Gus Manziel gets fired. $21 million buyout that they had to do for him. Auburn, he's given them a lot of great times. He's given them the kick six with Chris Davis against Bama. He's given them the Nick Marshall throw with the Georgia guys. That was a magical year, and there's been a lot of good memories with Gus. You could make the argument he, kept him relevant for a while. You could. A lot of Auburn fans are not happy with him. They don't think Gus is a great quarterback, which is totally understandable because he's had his ups and downs. Auburn is a program that expects a lot. I truly get that. Now, first of all, $21 million to buy out a coach is absurd. It's absurd. But maybe the boosters wanted him out that bad. So, at the end of the day, there he goes. He wasn't getting the job done. He's fired. They became a little bit average, mediocre year in and year out. And when you're getting smoked by Bama, your rival, that can't cut it. No. I mean, if I'm Auburn's AD, there's not really many coaches out there that are on the market. I look at Hugh Freeze from Liberty. At Ole Miss, he put them good. Yeah, he cheated. At Ole Miss, that's a long story. But he's done good at Liberty. He wants a second chance. He's got one at Liberty. They've been well. I look at Jamie Chadwell from Coastal Carolina. Maybe America's darlings of the college football world this year. Jamie's got the boys playing great in Coastal. They're undefeated. Could be going to a New Year's Six Bowl. That's a big jump from Coastal to Auburn. Don't get me wrong. I totally understand that. But you got to take a chance. And he's good. I like him. He's a good young coach, up and coming. I think he fits Auburn well. Do they give him a shot? We'll see. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. But that's on Auburn. They got rid of Gus. Biggest storyline of the week, though, besides Gus, is LSU's upsetting Florida. With LSU upsetting Florida, it's just crazy. It shows that every game actually matters. College football, you can get upset at any time over the course of the year. You truly could. It's a reason why every game matters, right? And it's arguably, you can make the argument, it's even more of a reason why a team with will be 6 games after their conference championship, if you know who I'm saying, really shouldn't be looked at as a serious contender. Like I've said in the past, I do think that team, Ohio State, is a top 4 team, talent-wise. But to have 6 games? I mean, you look at it, the Pac-12's doing the same thing. Same thing. USC's 5-0, 6-0, something like that. The Pac-12 sucks. They suck. But USC's not in any talks about it. So why is Ohio State? I know that a Big Ten's a little better than the Pac-12, but Ohio State's played Indiana. They're good. They're good. Every other game's a blowout. Every other game sucks who they're playing. Nothing against Ohio State. I'm just saying every game matters, and this showed for Florida. It also, this is a bad loss for Florida. I mean, LSU did not have their starting quarterback, 3 starting wide receivers, 2 starting running backs, their starting tight end, their starting right guard, their starting defensive tackle, their starting cornerback, Singletary, arguably maybe the best player in college football that's not a quarterback or position-wise, and they still beat Florida in the swamp. This also goes on Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen needs to take accountability. Kyle Pitts did not play. You're not going to play arguably one of the best players in college football who's putting up ridiculous numbers because he got hurt in practice. Okay, so he's never on the injury report. Went through warm-ups. She looked completely fine. But you didn't want to play him. Last time I checked, this was kind of a must-win situation. It was. I mean, when you're playing Alabama next week, you had a chance to go to the Final Four if you beat Alabama. When you lose to LSU, that ruins it. You cannot go to the Final Four after that. You're not. You can beat Alabama, but you're not going to the Final Four. Now, does one player make a difference? I think so. I think Kyle Pitts is that good. And a guy who I would not want to be, I sure as hell wouldn't want to be Marco Wilson. I would not want to be Marco at all. Who takes an LSU's player's shoe and just throws it a good 30 yards? With 2 minutes left in the game, something like that. That late in the game? What are you doing? That's selfish. And I know he'll be the first to tell you he feels absolutely horrible. I know. But what the hell? You give great field position to them. That's just, it's a veteran player too. It's not a true freshman or anything. I can't get my head around that play. I can't. That cost your team the season. That's one of the big plays that did. And now it's not all on him. If I'm Dan Mullen, I don't go and call timeout when LSU's rushing their field goal unit on, in the fog, struggling to get lined up. That's a tough kick to make. You lose like that, you lose like that. Simple as that. That's the way I would have gone, but he called timeout. I just think Dan Mullen made some very questionable decisions last night. So I can't back him up for it. I think it's a real shame that Florida lost. Did Kyle Trask just lose the Heisman because of that? I don't know. Maybe he did. But to lose in that type of fashion is just absolutely unreal, to say the least. But that's why college football, you can get beat any given day. And that's why every game should be played. That's why even when you get cancellations because of COVID, you should try to make it up. Talking to you, Big Ten. But that's that with college football.